Looks like an ad, right? Well, took me a while, but I finally managed to do it. If gadget reviews, DIY projects, and life hacks are your thing, then consider subscribing to my booth and turn on the bell notifications so you don't miss out on any of the action. Hey guys, welcome back to my booth. I am back with the Levitron, and as promised in the last video, I'll show you today how I made my own levitating plant, which is officially the coolest thing I've ever made so far. Now the base is the same magnetic levitating platform I reviewed in my previous video, and if you haven't watched that video yet, you can do that by clicking on the link in the top right corner of the screen or in the description box below. It goes for $43 on Banggood.com, and I'll leave a link in the description box below. Now my aim is to make this. This is a ready-made levitating plant which you can get from Amazon for $223, which I think is super expensive, but it looks really cool. I'm going to try and pull it off for less than $50. I've already spent 43 on the platform, so let's see what we can do with the remaining 7. Now first thing I need is a nice looking wooden base, like in the picture. I got this very cool wooden collection box from a Japanese store for $7, which is like 2 US dollars. It's not square, but widthwise the magnetic platform fits in perfectly. I need some place to plug in the power cord, so I drilled a hole in one side of the box, and this should do nicely. I also found the color of the box a little dull, so I rubbed some oil on it to give it a slightly darker shade and some shine. It's nothing fancy though. I had some olive oil lying around which I used, and it did a pretty good job. Now, the magnetic platform fits nicely inside the box, but there are still two things that are bothering me. Number one, the height of the box is more than that of the platform, because of which the gap in between the planter and the roof of the wooden box is very less, which will make it less interesting to watch. And secondly, these lights on the platform are quite bright and are glowing right through the thin plywood. Now, some people might actually like that, but I don't. So I decided to kill two birds with one stone. I placed square pieces of double-sided tape on all the four corners with the lights and then stuck it from inside onto the roof of the wooden box. This way the magnetic platform will stay put and closer to the planter, and no more lights problem either. For added good measure, I placed some foam inside the wooden box lid and put it back in place. Now you have to see that I'm actually placing the wooden box upside down to achieve this. Next, and more importantly, I need a planter, a flower pot of sort, one which is able to hold a plant and conceal the floating magnet at the same time. And I want a similar one to the online product, if not the same. Luckily for me, I found an exact STL 3D print file on Thingiverse from the user Anno044. Thank you so much for your great work. Now my 3D printer is still sitting in a box, so I asked a friend from the YouTube channel, the Fungineers, to print it out for me, and thanks to his Fungineering, it turned out to be an absolutely amazing print. I even got luckier when I found out that this print has been scaled precisely for this sort of a platform, and the magnetic disc fit perfectly inside at the base, concealing it completely. I did a try run and it was already looking gorgeous. Now, if you're wondering, well, I don't have a 3D printer, well, I've got two things to say to you. First of all, you can get it 3D printed from a lot of places nowadays for quite a reasonable price. For example, in Dubai, we have the Virgin Megastore where you can take your own 3D file and they will 3D print it for you right over there. And secondly, you can also order it online to be printed and delivered to you. More importantly, you don't really have to stick with the exact same planter. You can buy any good looking one from a flower shop and stick the magnet inside the planter near the end, and it still looks good like this one. I actually got this bucket from a stationery shop. Now we come to the final step, the plant. Here is where you can go crazy. I got both of these plants for like 11 dirhams, which is around $3. You just have to place it in the planter with some of the soil so it doesn't move around freely, and of course it needs that for nutrition. And once ready, you can balance it on the platform. Now you don't have the lights to guide you anymore, but with a little bit of practice, you can actually do it without the lights. You just have to make sure the plant inside is balanced properly so it doesn't hang to one side. And there we have our floating plant. Just look at how good that looks. If you compare it with the original product by the company Life with a Y, you can barely make out the difference. And compared to $223, this only took about $50 to $55 to make. I'm still having difficulty believing I put this together myself. Even after having more than enough footage for this YouTube video, I still couldn't stop taking pictures and making more videos of it. It just looks so simple, minimal, classy, and in a way surreal. I think it makes a great decor piece for office or home, not to mention it is a great conversation starter. Just make sure to put a sticky note on it which says, "Dear whoever is staring at me in awe, please don't touch me even though you are extremely tempted to." It doesn't work though, people still do it, but it's worth a shot. You can even place in one of those fake plants which you never have to change, but I like to have real ones around. This one is a seasonal flower and it will completely bloom in about 2 days. And fast forward to 2 days later, this is how it looks. However, I do suggest you go for something which can survive indoors and doesn't require a lot of water. You don't want water dripping from your planter onto the platform below. I also think it is a great stress reliever. I mean, you can keep watching it for like a good 10-15 minutes without getting bored. You can also play around with it a little bit, maybe by nudging it in one direction to spin a bit faster, but make sure not to be too harsh. It will knock out the planter out of balance and may even cause the soil to spill over. Personal opinion, it is the best thing I've ever made on this channel, and I can't help but give credit to the person who actually came up with the idea in the first place. I don't think I'm ever gonna get tired of watching it. That is it for today. Now you know how you can make your own levitating plant from stuff readily available near you or online. I'll leave links below for the Levitron and the 3D STL files in case you want to check them out. Once again, a big shout out to Banggood.com for sending over the levitating platform to check it out on my channel. That's it for now, guys. If you enjoyed this video, please hit that like button below and share the video with your friends and family. And while you're there, don't forget to subscribe to my booth for more gadget reviews, life hacks, and facts. You can also follow me on Instagram. I have a lot going on over there. All the social media links are in the description box below. Click on the thumbnails to watch my other videos or check out my YouTube channel for more. And as always, thanks for watching.